Chains and rags were my wedding dress and veil. Back before I knew anything else. Back when freedom had no meaning because there's nothing to be freed from when shackles are your jewelry. Nothing to hope for when despair is the default. Like silence, broken only by discord. I was a captive. In a fairy banquet, we all knew it was macabre, but agreed to pretend because the truth couldn't be faced. But it can't be escaped either. You can dance as frenzied as you want. It all comes back to an aching emptiness when the music is done. I thought that's all music was. A glittering mirage to make the silence more bearable. Drag queen makeup to paint over open wounds. I thought pain was the deepest thing that existed. And that thing called healing just meant pasting cliches over hurt you were too weak to face. Better to just let the maggots rot. At least then I'm being honest. I thought this was all there was. Didn't realize light existed. See, darkness has no meaning if it's all you've ever known. But there's still a reason you have eyes. And a reason I'd shut mine. Because God back then just meant a light too searing to withstand. So I'd say holy was boring. Too goody two-shoes. What do I care with some straight-laced dude in the cloud up there who lives in a world of harps and angels? Remember, music is a glittering mirage. So don't come in here and tell me you can fix this mess with a guy who sits up there and smiles. Yeah, I'm glad you've managed to escape. Glad you could paint over the macabre, but don't insult me by pretending these skulls aren't real, because they are. Pain and hopelessness are the basis of reality, I would have said. But then I was wrong, and in his light a shift happens. Suddenly I'm the one who is painting over the truth, and now these skulls look like Halloween decorations. And silence wasn't the bottom of the pit, it was suppressing something so much deeper than itself. Because his holiness is a light too searing to withstand. In his presence, I am driven to my knees, revealed to be what I've always been. A stain, a curse, warped and twisted and broken beyond repair. I am crushed by the sheer weight of what I've become. In his light, I can see and am appalled, and you don't have to tell me what I deserve. I already know. All the imagery makes sense now. I need destruction. The stain must be cleansed, but a quick death doesn't do justice to the weightiness of what I've become. I need fires that never stop so I can scream again and again. I want to throw up, squeeze myself out like a toothpaste tube because I can't stand what's inside me. I can't get it clean. Could claw myself to the bone, never come to the end of my sin. And this is too real for me to face. Pain isn't the deepest thing that exists. Sin is. And I wish I could go back to the silent despair of nothingness and chaos. Because now truth had to come and show me what I can't face. Sin and holiness are the basis of reality. But then I'm wrong. Again. And that shift happens where I realize there's something deeper still. Hidden in the light of that holiness, the place too blinding to see, shining with seraphim singing in richly abiding glory. From there, a light steps down into darkness, and I'm not alone anymore. Because holiness has a name, and a heart that breaks, and eyes that are so real they see right past my sin. Now there's something deeper there. It's love. Love drove light into darkness. Love had everything he could ever need, and he left it all behind for me. Put on flesh so I could look at him, started his march to destruction, and pauses by me on the way, with eyes I could fall into because they're gentle. I didn't even know what that word meant. Sorrow was the closest synonym I had, but that's not it. It's tenderness. It is so soft. The darkness starts to tremble. And as he holds out his hands, something within me starts to melt. and then breaks. Suddenly I know what he's offering and gasp. This is so wrong, but he takes it anyway. Now light is marching into darkness, and darkness has permission to touch his soul. My sin is gone, and I get to see him destroyed for it, as darkness descends with malice on its bitter enemy who marched there with trembling, crying, Abba, your will be done. Now his every nerve, every fiber is flayed alive and crushed, and he screams. Suspended between heaven and earth, the knives meant to cut to my core start slicing on his, and I drop to my knees thinking, love has lost. I cannot meet his eyes that are howling with pain as he is made into a curse. Sin is dragged out into the grave, buried under destruction, taking the wrath I deserve. And I think I've hit the basis of reality. The place where love met my sin and carried it away. What could be deeper than that? The story has ended. But love runs deeper still. And something stands up through that agony, walks right through the fire, which loses its power on him. Now sin is gone, but the light is back, and this time I can meet his gaze. It looks right into the depths of my soul and whispers, it was worth it. Now I can be with you. Shaking, I sob as I realize love has done for me what I could never have done for myself. And I have no words, because he rises victorious, but puts his victory march on hold so he can pause by me on the way home, like he has all the time in the world, holds out his arms, and I collapse into them. Words have no place here. This is reality, the deepest thing that is, love that is stronger than death itself. He whispers his life into my veins, and something new is born there. Hope stirs her sleeping head, lets out a little giggle as a soft and caring smile dances across his face. He laughs with me, little choked sobs of joy, because there are no words to say. He has saved me, and 1,000 thanks would be cheap and tinny compared to this love that overcame. So I don't even try. I just cry in joy as my soul finally opens its eyes. Fragile and tender and fresh, the first green leaves waking slowly in the golden rays of love that makes every part of me something so new and precious, and I am safe. Love is the realest thing that is, deeper than my sin and deeper than my pain, and he washed all that away so we could be together, because love has a name. It's Jesus.